Welcome to the Scream Queens Horror Movie Road Trip Podcast. Oh, you know that screamer over there. That's your final girl, Miss Justine.
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
And I am your sole survivor, Mr. Josh.
That's right.
And here we are for episode 19.
Oh my gosh, it's that many?
We're up to 19.
Golly.
What are we doing for episode 19, Miss Justine?
Well, we're driving in a car as usual.
Yeah, as usual, we're always coming to you live. Well,
Per
not
the
live.
usual.
We're coming to you from our automobile. That's our recording booth. So, pardon the road noise. There's not much we can do about it.
Or enjoy the road noise.
Yeah, it might get you more into that experience. You feel like you're on the road with us.
And we're heading to Muskogee, Oklahoma.
I'm just a Nokie from Muskogee.
That is the same.
Yeah.
Here. And we are going to cover the movie 28 Days Later because our fat asses are doing a 5K bitches.
We are doing a zombie run today.
Yay!
So we're going to do the original running zombie movie.
Yes.
28 Days Later.
Yeah, that's how we tied it all together, guys.
You know, the thing about this movie is it's not 24 days later. It's not 25 days later.
You're so intense looking right now.
It's 28 days later.
Guys, he means it.
And,
it's
you know, those couple days make a difference.
The science behind their explanation would say, 28 days is...
But it's 28 days later after
cooking
what?
time.
When the movie starts, we find that out, huh?
Yeah.
What happens on day 1 or day 0? How would you count that?
No, you would count it as... the incident happened on day 0, and then day 1 would be...
The first day after.
The first day after, yeah.
Okay.
Like the next
So-
day later. A day later.
A day later. Okay, so day 0...
Yeah.
We open in like this laboratory, right? And you see monkeys, you see people like gearing up, right? Like what's happening?
Yeah, that is absolutely
You're like,
correct.
whoa, we are in a laboratory of some sort.
There's some animal activists that are breaking into this British laboratory because it takes place in Britain because it's a Danny Boyle movie, and we just kind of jumped in.
Danny Boyle.
Yeah.
The movie came out 2002.
Well, what's funny?
2 in the U.S.
Yeah, what's funny is that IMDb cites it as both, and so I was like, "What?"
Well,
like when you click on it, it says 2002, and then when you go to release date, it says 2003.
Oh, okay. Then I had it the opposite. It opened in 2002 in the UK, 2003 in America.
Yeah, so
is what
there's
that was.
2 dates because it's a British movie. Okay.
British. Oh, they let us know with those lazy accents, right?
I know, yeah.
Well, anyway, back to the lab. There's animal activists breaking in because they're doing
testing.
They're doing testing on these monkeys that have rage.
Yeah, the chimpanzees that they've I'm not quite sure if they infected them themselves or if they found them to be infected. That's not really explained, but
what is? We just know they don't like it.
Well, either way, yeah, these are some angry chimpanzees that are filled with the virus of rage.
Yeah, and the scientist is being held at gunpoint. He's begging, no, don't do this. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If they bite you, it's over.
Yeah.
And what do
they do? And this dumb bitch is like, whatever, and pops open a cage.
PETA rules! And opens the cage.
I mean, PETA kind of rules, but...
PETA kind of rules in a lot of ways, yeah. But she's like an over-the-top activist.
She's just not listening to science.
She don't give a shit.
Yeah.
She's like...
Bitch, don't give a shit.
What's more important is this chimpanzee's freedom. He needs a choice if he wants to be in quarantine or not. I think is where she was going with that.
Yes. Well, she doesn't get a chance to say that part because she is ripped.
She gets tore up from the floor up.
Yes, yeah. She's laying on the floor, so it's like...
They're ripping her up from the floor up. Okay? And, this scene, when I first saw this in the theater years ago, I remember it's a really great way to start the movie because it unsettles you from the get-go.
Yes.
It's so creepy.
You're like, oh, shit.
And something bad is going to happen.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this happened in the first, 5 minutes of the movie, so...
You're like, that lady, you should not have let that chimpanzee go.
Well, she should have been using her listening ears.
Yeah, turn them on.
If she'd have been using those listening here, she'd be okay.
So now we cut to 28 days
Yes.
later, as told to us by a title card. And what do we see first? Cillian Murphy's dick.
Yeah, we see Cillian Murphy's wiener.
It's all like floppy, like, you know.
Yeah,
I'm like, why couldn't he have been having an aroused dream? Been more
maybe because that would have been pornish.
Yeah, I guess.
So-
And that's not what this movie is.
No.
They're just
and-
establishing the fact that he was left there on this hospital bed in a coma
Yes.
or whatever his affliction was.
Yes, he was in a coma.
He's naked. He wakes up all alone. Rips the machines out of him.
Like
you
the
know,
IVs.
The IVs.
Yeah,
and
the
unhook-
machines.
So they're connected to
Yeah.
machines.
It sounded like it was like Terminator for a second.
So he rips that shit out.
Yeah.
And
He's like, what the hell?
He's like, I guess I better put some drawers on.
Yeah, finds, like, he's looking around, he can't find anybody, and he's just all walking around being like, hello?
Hello?
Over and over again.
Yeah.
Because
And-
we know there's certainly something going on. We've seen infected people already.
Yeah.
We've just watched the scene where they got infected. So we're like, no, be quiet. Hush.
A really effective point that Danny Boyle brought up in the commentary was that you don't even see dead bodies at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's all just, he's lonely. He's all alone, kind of like Last Man on Earth style. Just everyone's disappeared. And I think that does give a real sense of,
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for here. Not dread, but
It alludes to like
almost
a
a
recent.
longing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy, he's woke up naked, alone. This shit is scary. It's also a little sad in a
Yes.
way, like melancholy.
Yes.
It's really interesting.
All you see is just there's like a wall that has photos of people missing.
Yeah, you get those cool shots of like,
Cars in the street.
yeah, the really iconic areas of London, like Big Ben and the London Bridge just being
Yeah.
completely empty, which are usually so touristy, the busiest areas in London, and like nothing. And it's
Nothing.
really eerie.
Abandoned leaflets of paper.
Abandoned leaflets. They should have called the movie Abandoned Leaflets.
Abandoned
of paper.
leaflets with Cillian Murphy.
With Cillian.
So Jim, his name is Jim.
Yes.
He happens upon a church.
Oh,
That-
the scene.
Like when you walk in, it's like being used as a mass like disposal area
For the bodies.
bodies.
You're like, oh, there's where all the bodies
yeah,
are.
like so.
And-
the British were even at their worst, like, oh, let's get it all cleaned up, like.
Let's put them in the
Make
church,
it
maybe
look
so their
pretty.
souls can heal.
Yeah, but and he's walking around again, going like, hello.
And it's so creepy because everything is so still, but all of a sudden
Mhm.
there's like maybe a body or two popping up real fast and staring
Yes.
him down. And he gets startled, and we get startled, and everybody's startled. And furthermore, you know, he's starting to get freaked out, and then here comes the priest.
Yes.
But the priest is affected
Yeah,
by
he's
the
infected.
rage. And he,
Gyrating down like the hallway to come get him.
yeah, and this is when we get kind of our first bit of like running zombie.
Yes.
And we are referring to them as zombies. They are basically, they're not themselves. They're almost in an unconscious dead state that has
Yeah.
them wanting human flesh. To me, that's a zombie. I know there's a lot of, you know, the horror community is split. Is this, you know, is being infected by a disease, does that make you a zombie? Or is dying and coming back from life? I think you're kind of dead once you're infected by rage.
Yeah, it's like, well, there's not like they don't mention a cure.
You have no life
doesn't-
to live.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't sound like it's going to get better.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're going to just keep on
Yeah.
mutilating people
Till
because
you
you're
get
rage
your
filled.
head knocked in.
Yeah,
or-
until you've fallen off a cliff or something.
So the priest charges at him, and
Mhm.
something about this whole scene, how it's set up, it's so quiet.
so
He finally finds people, but they're dead, and then a few of them are like I said, in that state where they're jumping up from the dead,
Yeah.
from the piles of the dead bodies, the people are jumping up, and it's so scary.
Yes.
So Cillian Murphy takes off because the priest and all these dead bodies start rising.
Yes. And
And
running
chasing
after him.
him.
Yeah. And it's because it's not until then really that we get any music too.
Mhm.
It's like quiet and there's no music, so it is just like crickets. And then the infected start running after him.
Yeah,
it's like
he
it's
falls,
just like, shoo,
and it's a
like-
really scary chase scene. He's running for his life through the streets of London.
yeah.
All of a
Because if
sudden,
anything, he understands like these people
Yeah.
are gonna come kill me.
he's like, oh,
I don't know what's going on,
but this isn't good.
Yeah.
And
So
this is where we meet
two different survivors. Yeah, two
other
survivors.
survivors.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, as Cillian Murphy's running, there's like a big what do they call it? Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
I butchered that.
Molotov
Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, being thrown.
And so now we start getting explosions and fire. I always love fire in a horror movie.
There's like two people decked out in kind of like
riot gear.
Yeah, riot gear. And
riot gear, riot girls.
So if people that look dead are chasing after you, and then you happen upon like this person who throws this cocktail, and there's this big explosion, and they're in riot gear, and you have no idea what's going on. You're like, what the fuck? That's Cillian Murphy right now.
That's Cillian Murphy.
And but they rescue him, and they take him to some shelter. They find shelter.
It's like a weird little grocery store.
Yeah,
it's like a little hut.
in the metro,
like in the
subway
metro,
area,
like a little area where they might sell food and cigarettes and magazines.
So they're kind of hiding out there.
The gate closed.
Yeah, and so they have like just some shelter, and they have some food.
So this is where he gets kind of filled in on what's going on.
Story exposition happens, and we get the lowdown on everything that happened during those 28 days. Oh,
and the actress, she was just nominated
Naomi Harris
of Moonlight fame. She was just nominated for supporting actress for that.
So good.
She was brilliant in that movie, and I hadn't really seen her in much since that. I know wasn't she in a James Bond movie or a Bourne movie? Some of those start kind of fading into each other.
It's all the same.
Hashtag all the same, not the same. But
yeah, Naomi Harris plays Selena.
Kyle.
And then the other character's name is Mark, and so they start explaining what has happened, that it seems like society has collapsed and on a global scale.
And this is pre-Trump America.
This is even, like Danny Boyle even talked about, this is to the 9/11.
They were filming when 9/11 happened.
Yeah, and he was like, so like here we got to do some things that we certainly would not have been able to do after 9/11.
Stuff with the tower buildings later on, and the government stuff.
Really cool. And they explain that there's this rage-filled virus that's spreading, and if you're infected even by a scratch or getting blood,
you get a drop of blood in you,
and
you're a goner.
And you yearn for, blood yourself. So you just a bad zombie all of a sudden.
Bad zombie.
And Jim's like,
bad zombie.
No, that can't have happened because I was in a coma.
Yeah.
And I had been hit in a bicycle accident. He was like some bicycle courier. And so
his big dick didn't slap and hit him in the head.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I thought that's why he was laying there naked.
It wasn't a dick slap. It was a bicycle accident.
He's like, it was a really bad mushroom stamp on my forehead.
He's like, and I really miss my parents.
Yeah, so they go on this little quest. They head to his house.
Yeah,
right? He's like,
I guess he must have lived close by.
Yeah,
like
just a little jaunt over to their house.
And he gets to go to his house, and he finds his parents.
Dead.
And they're baby dead. They committed suicide.
Yeah, they killed themselves.
And said because they also thought that
they wrote a note to him, right?
They wrote a note, and they thought that because the world was ending and they weren't able to get to the hospital, and he was there, and they basically just thought like he was gone already.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we're coming to see you. So, yeah, it's sad.
It is a really sad moment.
Because he also finds them and they're dead and they're decomposing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of yuck.
At least 28 days.
Uh-huh. At least.
At least.
And then they...
Or at most. Yeah,
at the most. Yeah, at the most.
We have that so backward.
We're just
We're backward bitches today.
And they go and get some of Jim's stuff or whatever. They are trying to leave, and unfortunately, more infected show up.
That's a really scary moment when they're kind of in the kitchen, right, talking, and he's backed up to the window, and you get the perspective of the zombie just charging for the window.
And these zombies have these red blood-filled eyes.
They're scary zombies.
Are very animated.
And they're aggressive.
Yeah. And they run, obviously, but they are very animated. Like, they are constantly, shivering and jittering and,
and the frame rate he shoots them in makes everything all jittery. And
So it just looks intense.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, they get attacked again.
Yeah, he breaks through the window. They get attacked. There's a big fight in the kitchen. And Mark...
Yeah. Unfortunately...
He gets he gets fucked up a little bit.
He gets a small scratch. You know, it's just a slice.
Just a slice on his arm. But Selena wastes no time, and she whacks that fucker.
Yeah, she's like, bitch, you bleeding, you gone.
She takes like a pickaxe or something to his chest, right? Or to his head. I forget what she uses, but it's fast.
A machete?
Yes, it's a big machete.
Yeah.
She just like fucks him up.
Yeah,
I said that like a frat boy.
That's
him
it,
up. Bruh.
But, whacks him, man. Just takes him down real quick.
So Mark's dead.
So Mark's gone.
Yeah.
Jim has a new appreciation for life.
She's like, and I liked him a lot. I don't know you. I will waste no time taking you out.
Yeah.
If you get infected.
Like, she was like...
She's like, survival. Hashtag survival.
Yeah, and then, like, they're walking through the streets, and she's like, and just FYI, no fucking either.
Yeah. She's like, we're not
I'll have
getting
you
it all.
know, mister, that I'm here to survive. So don't try to win my heart over.
Uh-huh.
We're not going to be banging. And Jim is just like,
I have more important things to worry about, like surviving this
And
mess.
it's while she's like telling him, like, look, we're not going to be banging anytime soon, that they find one of the apartment towers in kind of like downtown London.
Yeah,
or whatever.
they're walking around, they see Christmas lights flashing up in a high rise.
Yeah. And so they're like, oh, I thought there was no electricity around, so let's go see what's up. And it's interesting how they get in. They have to climb over these stacked grocery carts.
Yeah, it's like they threw up a pile of grocery carts and hoped to keep the infected out. Like, at least make it a little harder for them to get up there.
And so
it apparently has worked.
Yes, and at first when they're making their way up there, you know, they're just chit-chatting and kind of like getting to explain, you know, just explain more about themselves. And you get the hint that maybe Selena knows some science or like is a doctor or something.
She says some stuff about chemicals.
And then, just like you're getting all settled in, you know, the infected find their way through those grocery carts.
They
it's like
come
this race
running
up the apartment tower.
They're running up the stairs. The zombies, the infected, are running up the stairs.
And they're so fast.
And all of a sudden, they run into somebody, and huge, like riot gear.
Like
Lots of riot
gear. Yeah. At the top of the one of the landings, it's just like a guy, and he has one of those shields.
Yes.
And that's Brendan Gleeson that shows up to their
lovely
rescue.
Brendan Gleeson.
Yes. And he helps them fight the zombies off really quick. And they run in. He like lets them in, and they have to like run down a hallway, I guess, to the actual apartment area.
And his daughter won't let them in.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Let us in, bitch!
Where's my dad, bitch?"
She's like, "Where's my dad?" It's more like that, not dad. They say, "Dad."
Oh,
Dad.
Oh, thanks.
Where's my dad?
Thanks for the training.
You're welcome. I'm a coach.
You're a voice
the
coach.
Famous. I do accents. I teach them.
God, I appreciate all your many talents.
Dad.
But yes, so we meet Frank and Hannah. Hannah's we're gonna say like maybe
15,
a teenage,
16,
teenage,
something like that.
Early teenage years. She's not able to drive yet, but we find out she's got some driving skills.
And they decide they're gonna all team up. Like, okay, we're safer in numbers
as a group. Yeah.
They also decide later on, after talking, like, no, we're not going to be able to stay here. We're not collecting enough water. They're trying to collect water on up on the roof.
And that's a really cool little scene
like thousands of buckets.
See how like he had been surviving, but there hadn't been a storm. I guess there'd been kind of like a dry spell. Yeah.
And he's like, we're not collecting enough water to stay here. So he's like, I have a car.
In fact, I have a taxi.
Yeah.
And they listen to a radio broadcast that's being played on one of those like like
a CB radio or something.
I'm like, I have a pre-recorded radio broadcast loop.
Yeah.
That's being sent by soldiers in Manchester that say they have a cure to what's going on.
They're like, get up here.
Come up here. We have answers for the infected.
So they're like, okay, well, that's where we're going.
Yeah. And they're
like, first, stop at the grocery store.
Yeah, have this fun scene where they're all, like, going through the grocery store and just getting whatever they want.
It's not everybody's dream.
Yeah.
It's at least our fat asses who are heading to a 5K's dream.
Yeah, we would love it. And they, they're getting, like, alcohol, everything. They're going to stock up because they also want to take things to the soldiers in hopes that they can,
Yeah.
kind of like be like welcomed in and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, look here, we're bringing sustenance or whatever. But
So on their way out of town, after that fun scene, they see a tunnel and they're like, "Shit, we got to go
That's
through
the
there.
way out
That's the
to
only
go to
way out. The
Manchester."
most direct route." He
Mhm.
says, "A route." Or what do they say? Oh, I'm the coach. I should know.
I know. Why are you asking me?
I'll have
I'm
to
supposed to be this
ponder on
ignorant American bitch that doesn't know. Yeah.
So they go through the tunnel, all right.
They go through the tunnel.
It's not a tunnel of love. It's a tunnel of fucking rats and zombies.
Yes,
okay?
and at first they have to. This scene is kind of funny too. They have to like take the taxi over all these like piled up cars.
Cars and bodies, and they do it. He has
They
a really
do it.
like good off-roading cab.
Yes,
British
and it's
cab.
not then that they get the flat tire. It's like afterwards.
Like kind of when they land.
When they land
Yeah.
and it blows and
They're like, shit, we're in this.
Oh.
We gotta get out and change this tire real fast. So they
real
do.
quick.
But guess who they find? Well,
yeah.
first they see the rats. They see all these rats and mice
And they're
scurrying
scurrying
in their direction. They're like, oh, this can't
And
be good.
Hannah is under the car. She's the one changing the tire,
Yeah.
and they're like all around her face.
And then we hear the infected start coming.
Yeah, coming.
And they're like, hurry, Hannah, hurry, everybody
Oh my
out.
gosh, it's a race.
Oh, it's like edge of your seat moment where you're like, it's one of those hurry, change the tires, get the car started.
Get in,
type
yeah,
moments.
yeah.
It's almost a cliche moment in a horror movie, but it's done so effectively that
You're like,
it
thank
works.
goodness. Yeah, they're all celebrating and stuff. They
Mhm.
can't believe they made it out in a way like it happened for them. Yay for them.
They're like, we made it.
And then they get to have a wonderful night at Stonehenge, is what it kind of like
Yeah.
looks like.
But,
They're all hanging out
yeah,
at like
it's
all these
not
rocks
Stonehenge,
are
though, yeah.
like piled up, and they're like, oh, let's just go hang out and camp here.
Let's hang out among the ruins.
Yeah.
And so they do.
And that's what they do.
And they introduce like Valium being in the story. She's like, let's all have a good night's rest. Let's take these Valiums.
Yeah,
And
'cause
so
we're
she's
not
like,
gonna sleep,
And he's
yeah.
like, oh, you should. How did you get those? She's like, I'm a chemist.
Yes, yeah, and she has all this medicine, and so she's gonna take care of everybody. She's kind of motherly in a way, like, let's
Yeah.
all just get some rest finally.
Yeah. So
And
they get some good sleep, and then they drive off, and isn't
Head
there like
into-
a little boy at the
Well,
next
yeah, there's
stop?
a town. Yeah, they stop off at a town because they need to get gas, and so they stop off at like a place where there's like a lot of cars sitting out in the front. It's like a diner.
Yeah.
And so Brendan Gleeson is getting the gas, doing the sucking through the rope.
Sucking through the
sucking
rope.
through the rope to get the gasoline from the other cars
Yeah.
and putting it in the gas
Siphoning.
tank. Siphoning, yeah. I couldn't think of what it was.
Sucking the gas.
Well, thanks.
I'm
You just
kidding.
repeat me. Yeah, siphoning the gas.
Yes. That's
And
right.
then the boy shows up.
And it's scary,
Yeah.
and they kill him.
It's just Jim. Yeah, he
Yeah,
goes
that's
into
right.
the diner.
And he
to
doesn't
see
even
what's-
mention it to anybody when he comes out either. He's like, yeah, I killed a kid in there.
Well, it was an infected
An
kid.
infected
Yeah.
kid, so.
But yeah, he probably didn't want to talk about it at the
Yeah.
same time. Like, I don't really want to.
Or
just hatched
warn
in
them
this
and be like,
kid,
hey,
yeah.
let's pay closer attention to our surroundings. There was just a little zombie child that I had to kill. No, he didn't say that.
No, they just leave, and then they find the like blockade area where they think
Yes.
they made it to Manchester basically.
Mhm.
And,
So they get out,
Yes.
and they're kind of like
And they're
roaming around.
roaming
They
around
see a
trying to-
dead body, or Brendan Gleeson sees like this dead body up in a kind of wrap, like up in, I forget what he's up in. but
telephone wire. Or
telephone
something,
wire. That's what I
like-
thought.
Yeah.
But I was like, is that right? And a crow flies by and starts pecking at him. And while Brendan Gleeson is looking up, a drop of blood from the zombie falls into his eye.
It's sad.
It's really sad. He immediately knows he's a goner. His daughter is like, what's going on? He's like, get away from me, you know?
Yeah.
And so in his violent moments, he had to be a dick to his daughter to save her, you know?
Yeah. And
Which
yeah,
I'm sure she understands.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't think she was upset about
Yeah,
that.
but it's just still heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
And so he becomes, as animated like rage-filled zombie guy, and the soldiers show up and they
And
shoot
him.
him, and they're like, "Oh, well, I guess thanks for showing up."
Yeah, and at first you're like, oh, yay, the rescue.
Yeah, and they take them. It's like
Ah.
this rogue army unit that's kind of like all
Yeah.
stuck together during.
And they've
like, the
apparently
collapse.
survived, and you don't really know much of their story.
Yeah.
They try to give you one, but you almost wonder if it's true.
Yeah,
or
you
did they
get the
defect?
feeling that it's
and
not
like,
true.
Yeah, it's like, did they defect and like do all this on their own?
And find like an abandoned
manor,
manor to like stay in, and like but they have supplies and all that, and they have somebody that they kind of adhere to as their commander.
Yeah. And they give Jim a tour.
Yes, and show him all around. But the commander, the Major Henry West, is played by Christopher Eccleston,
who's a really good character actor that you've seen in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. When you see him, you're like, I know that guy. Yeah. And he
He's
kind of takes
that one guy that was in that one thing.
That movie? Yeah. That's where that guy's from. Uh-huh. And the Christopher Eccleston character, Major West, takes Jim around and shows him like what the property looks like now that they've taken it over. And
it's
they
like
have
high security. They have their own zombie, one of their own soldiers that got infected. And they have him just like chained up like a dog in the back.
Yeah, they call him Mailer. They even give him like a I'm sure that was his like last name, but how they refer to him now, it does seem like he's like this chained up dog that's just hanging out in the courtyard.
So they don't know what to do with him, so he's just chained up in rage.
Yeah, and oh no, they want to see how long it takes for him to die.
Oh,
that's what it is.
That's right.
Because the Major thinks that like if we can survive this, we just have to wait for everybody to starve out.
Yeah.
And so like if people just hold up in places, and then the rageful people don't have anything to eat, then they're just going to eventually die off. And and then you get the hint from another army guy, like Sergeant, that maybe Britain is the only place that's infected, or at least it's quarantined.
Yeah.
And that like the rest of the world is surviving. And Jim will get another hint of that in a little bit.
Yeah.
In a little bit. But we also find out that they're not just going to hold up here. They want to try to save the British population.
Yeah.
So Hannah and Selena
only women
are coming in quite handy for them.
You know how that's going to work.
And he does tell Jim, like, yeah, we're planning to bang them and get some babies with them.
We're going to repopulate this world, Adam and Eve style.
And so Jim's like, well,
brothers.
Obviously I don't agree with that. And so he tries to escape and then ends up getting caught.
Ugh.
And he and the other, like the sergeant that I mentioned that thinks that the rest of the world might actually be doing okay.
Yeah.
They both get caught and they're taken out to
be
killed, executed. Because, I mean, honestly, the Major's like, we don't need this Jim guy.
Yeah.
We just need the women. And he's just going to get in the way. And obviously, one of my own guys is defecting, so take him out and get rid of them. But it don't happen that way!
Jim's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
He escapes while an infected shows up.
Yeah,
and
he hides amongst some dead bodies for a minute, then he runs off. He's trying to help the girls who are now, like, been put in these red dresses.
Yeah, because they're sluts.
And the men are, like, getting more aggressive with the ladies, and you know they're going to rape them soon. To the point where Selena starts giving the girl a handful of Valium.
Yeah,
saying, just take these and you'll be okay. And
Selena's kind of given up, she's kind of quick to give up.
I think she's just like, we're outnumbered.
Yeah, like,
you know, they have us now.
Yeah.
We're in a high security place.
Yeah, we're probably not going to get out of here. Yeah. And I also, if you're going to be raped, I don't want you to
feel it be in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, so she knows they're going to be sexually assaulted soon. But what she doesn't know is Jim is on his way.
Yep.
And he gets back there to the like compound area, and he releases Mailer, the dog-like zombie guy that they have.
Gets him out. There's like, this is where like chaos just ensues. There's like all people dying, being killed, zombies, the infected on the loose,
blood everywhere.
Yeah, everyone's getting tore up.
To the floor again.
Something's got to do with something.
Oh my god, yes. And yeah, so shit's going down. Somebody's hiding in a kitchen cupboard while another person's being like ripped apart. It's gross.
At one point, Selena and Hannah get kind of
separated. Yeah.
And Hannah ends up in a room with an infected, and she's hiding behind a mirror, kind of pulling herself up. And
Yeah, it's like a
infected-
freestanding mirror, yeah.
Yeah, and the infected comes and is like looking at the mirror, and you're like, does he sense her? Is he
Yeah. Is he like
enraptured by his own image?
like, what? Am I really this?
And you're
Is
like,
this
no,
me?
Hannah, no.
And
And
no,
then
that's
something
really
happens and he
scary.
runs off. But
Yeah, there's like a sound.
the
And
build up and the tension in these scenes is so great.
And again, the lack of music, and then like the
Music
like
coming in.
Yeah, the music coming in. Like he really does use music to.
And you have rain.
Make
It's
them-
raining,
yes.
which gives, it was all shot on digital, so it gives it this just really neat effect, almost like a strobe.
The
a
lighting,
slight
yeah.
strobe effect with
Yes.
the rain and the movements, the camera movements.
The gunshots that are going off. It's just kind of everything that's happening. And also, like you said before, how he was like shooting at the frames and stuff. Like it's giving that jumpy effect.
Mhm.
Everybody is.
And you have like all this modern warfare stuff, but then you have it juxtaposed with like these ladies in these red gowns running
Yes.
around this manor.
In this very old manner
It
with
gives
like
it almost like a gothic feel
Yes.
at some point. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool, man.
you look around and there's like statues and old pictures of paintings from people from like the 17th
Yeah,
century.
like-
Yeah, and that's totally true. It does it's
For a moment, you almost feel like you're in
Lost
a
in
period
time.
horror movie.
Yeah.
He plays around a lot with the genre. I feel like a lot of different subgenres. In this movie, you have, of course, the zombie film. You have the
Yes.
gothicness. You even have like slasher at some points, just with the running and the chase scenes.
yes,
And
the
how-
thriller part
yeah.
aspect of it. Yeah, suspenseful.
with the running zombies, it really adds a higher tension. Not that the other zombie movies, Romero's zombie movies are
they're just different.
amazing and they're just different. We
Yeah.
almost did a Romero movie for this, but we're like, no, we're doing a 5K.
Yeah, we're doing
running.
a running thing.
We've
so,
got to do a running zombie movie.
Yes, it just fits. They
So-
went hand in hand.
We have all this chaos going on, and at the end, they finally kill. What's his name?
Major
Mr.
West, yeah.
Mr. Man.
Major West, Mr. Man.
And it's by the hand of Hannah. She
Yeah.
gets him trapped in that, or he's in the,
The
back of
taxi.
that taxi.
Yeah.
And Hannah backs it up and opens the back hutch.
Yes.
And
unfortunately,
Maynard jumps in and grabs him.
yeah, unfortunately, right before Major West gets his demise, though, he shoots Jim
He
in
shoots
the stomach.
Jim in the stomach.
Yeah, and so now there's that they're dealing with. So
Yeah.
Major West is gone, and Mailer is obliterating him.
Yeah.
He's
getting
going through the windshield.
tore up from the floor up
Tore
again.
up, yes.
And so they get Jim in the taxi and they speed off.
Yes, and you know that Selena has some medical knowledge, and they do
Yeah.
have a first aid kit, and you see her,
They almost show up at an abandoned hospital.
yeah, they
where she
find
takes
some
them.
kind of clinic. You're not sure exactly what it is.
And it's
but
all done in so fast, really quick cuts and edits, and so you're just getting these flashes of things happening. Them pushing through the hospital
Almost-
doors, her giving him CPR, just doing all these different things.
almost like what he would have seen.
Yeah.
Like he would have seen it because he would have been in shock maybe, and
Mhm.
just he's getting blippets of what's happening. But then again, 28 days later,
28 days later.
that
At this point, it's 30 or 34 days later.
well, no, another 28 days later, title card comes
yeah,
up.
That's
and,
right. You're right.
Yeah, and so Jim wakes up in an old cottage.
Mhm. Oh, here's Our Lady interrupting us.
40 east.
We gotta
Oh.
get on 40 East
Well-
in 1.9 miles, so we gotta wrap this up. But we're at the end, and so yes, Jim wakes up, and Selena and Hannah are sewing sheets together,
Yeah,
and
and
you're
say
like,
help us,
"Hmm."
right? Or what do they say?
Hello.
Hello. I
Yeah.
knew there was an H.
Yeah, and it's this big, huge sheet that looks like a parachute
Yeah.
almost that they've made in to say hello. And Hannah comes running in, and she's like, "I heard it.
I
had it.
You gotta do it. I had it.
I heard it." And, yeah, I don't want to.
I don't want to sound like that.
I don't want to sound British, but yeah. So they run out. They take this big, huge sign that they've made and lay it on the ground.
Keep left.
Oh, in 1 mile, guys, we gotta keep left and stay on I-40.
Bitches got to keep left. And they show this big sign up from the sky, and there's a fighter plane or a jet or something that's coming around,
And you get this sense of hope.
yeah, you hope
Finally.
that he saw it. And even
Yeah.
Selena says, "Do you think you saw us this time?"
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this time?
Like, he was so low to the ground, he had to.
Yeah.
Right?
And I wonder if that, like, yeah, are you left with a sense of hope, or are you left with a sense of, like, oh, this time, like, they've put it out there
Yeah.
before?
Well,
Like, are they leaving Britain to fall?
Well, he's alive. You know, they're all alive. They seem healthy.
Yeah,
They're all, you know, I feel it's hope. Oh.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, like, there's both
I'm
at
a
the end.
glass half full kind of guy. So.
But we'll discuss all that more when we get back from our 5K.
Oh, it's going to be hilarious,
Guys, we're probably going to be completely miserable, and we...
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun regardless. We're going to have a bunch of flags on us. If by the end of the race we have at least one flag, then we did not get infected.
Yes, and that's what we're aiming for. One of us, at least.
Yeah,
One of us can survive, then.
If we get all our flags taken, then we're infected.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this is going to go. It's a 5K. It's like a little over 3 miles of slight obstacles and people dressed as zombies chasing you.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be fun.
Maybe we'll be infected too. That's another reason we did 28 days later, because, you know, it's a zombie run, but, you know, they talk about infected.
Yeah, they refer to them as infected. They don't actually, I don't believe, ever drop the term zombie in the movie. So, okay, wish us luck, guys. We'll be back in just a shake of a lamb's tail.
See you in a bit.
Bye!
Bye. Welcome back.
Oh my God. I can't even kind of fake energy right now.
Gee.
That was so intense.
We did it. We walked the zombie 5K. But
we ran a lot. Like, here's the thing, guys. If you've never done a 5K, maybe a zombie 5K isn't the way to go.
I think it is.
Don't know.
Because you don't have to do the challenges. I think it's a good
but like
way.
the zombies are running after you, and they kind of are unrelenting, and they never really give you a break. And I was out of breath.
You can't get a good pace going, so
No.
you're forced to walk a lot because you're sprinting a lot.
Yeah, and then and then you have to walk around people who are like doing the challenges.
Or you can do the challenges.
Okay, guys, and sometimes we were like, sure, and other times we were like, fuck that. Like,
I'm not doing that.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to like Tarzan my way across a body of water.
And we got infected. We both are infected zombies.
We got infected.
No, infected. You're just nasty.
Oh. Okay, we didn't get infected.
So they got all our flags along the way. We held on pretty far. Like, I didn't get all mine taken until like maybe the second mile, and then you got yours taken at the last minute, your final one.
Yeah, so. I know. I was super pissed, guys. So like, I made it all the way to mile 3, and we're in the home stretch, guys, and we're exhausted. And this bitch took my flag. And punched me. She kind of fell on me because she was obviously acting like a zombie and lost her balance. And I'm gonna have a bruise.
She's a victim.
I'm a victim. This final girl became a victim.
We're both infected. We didn't make it. We're zombies. Okay.
But the last challenge was a lot of fun. We had to climb this ladder and then go down this water slide.
Up a ladder, down a slide.
Oh
it was a blast. Except for now we can barely move, and we're thirsty, and we're tired, and
I'm
we're
gonna
hot.
get a drink.
Oh yeah, she's getting herself quenched.
I'm thirsty.
She's quenching that thirst. But,
yeah, we drink a lot of water before, but damn!
So we didn't survive our 28 days later experience.
We became one of the rage-filled infected.
We're one of the rage-filled. So I guess we can jump into that. We can...
Yeah, go back and maybe let's visit some of our favorite sons.
Oh my gosh, what's your favorite scene from 28 Days Later? Directed by Danny Boyle.
Oh, okay. I do kind of like the opening, but I like the opening because it's 2 openings. You know, we get the rage-filled monkeys, we find out what's gonna, okay, this is how it's gonna be 28 days later. And then I get to see Cillian Murphy's penis for like a hot second. It's nothing, I don't even know why it's a big deal, but I do love when he's walking around London and it's There's nobody there, just pieces of paper blown in the wind, but it's ominous, and you know something bad's gonna happen. Something always gotta do something, guys.
She loves an ominous, flaccid dick.
I mean, when you put it that way, I guess I just like where it opens and how it's gonna tell its story. Yeah.
And stuff and such.
Yeah, it's in as such.
And such.
In as much and such. But I like that. There's so many more that are great, and especially towards the end when all hell's breaking loose.
I tell you mine?
Yes, I was just about to say, but
before you pick all the scenes, damn it, and don't let me speak.
Yeah, go.
Well, since it's my turn.
Yeah, so are you gonna? Do you have a scene?
I really love the first zombie attack when he's in the church.
Yes.
To me, that is so scary. Danny Boyle brings it. You get scared. You're like, what is going on? Oh my God, those people are jerking. Oh my God, they're running fast. Get out of there, Killian. That was my experience.
Oh my God, those people are jerking.
Well, like not jerking off, but their bodies.
How do you know they're not jerking off?
Well,
they might be
are.
Sexually rage-filled.
It's probably what it is. They're all like
they were
crazy,
in that church
horny.
just jerking it. And then Killian came in there, like, what? My mom saw me? No, it's just Cillian Murphy. Let's go get him.
Run, get him. But there's a lot of good scenes, and you have the tunnel scene. You have, the whole ending just gets
the scene at his parents' house
crazy.
With the zombie looking in through the window, and so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of like moments.
Definitely brings the scares. I feel like though this is a movie a lot of people don't really talk about anymore, or it was really popular when it first came out, but now I feel like maybe it's kind of gotten lost in the whole. I don't know. After this movie, everything became in the 2000s torture porn, and then now, I don't know. But I would hope that this one has a firm foot in classic,
especially
horror.
In the zombie genre.
Yeah, it kind of introduced the running zombies. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I'm wrong, but I can't think of one that
Well, it hasn't stuck with us. When I think running zombies, that's what I thought of, and that's why we decided to choose it for our 5K adventure.
Yay!
Yes! Guys, we are so tired.
We can't.
I'm trying right now.
We ran a 5K, walked. We sprinted and then walked when we couldn't breathe anymore, basically.
Well, let's
gist.
we can go ahead and wrap it up. What's our knife situation going to be for this?
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't ready to wrap it up. Maybe I was still talking about our experience today and how proud I was of us.
I'm proud of us.
But you just want to take that away from me.
I'm not trying to take your proud moment away from you. You're wearing your
you're
medal
just
right now. Just FYI, guys, he's driving with his medal around his neck. He's proud, all right? He's going to wear it
and proud.
And bear it.
Wear it, bear it, share it, care for it.
All of that.
Something.
Are you going to be cleaning your medal later?
I'm going to polish it. Our medals say infected. We got infected.
Because, guys, we got infected.
In case you haven't heard us tell you that.
Haven't heard it the last 5 minutes we've told you we got infected.
I know this is something that's kind of popular throughout the U.S. Muskogee's not the only town that does a zombie run, but this one was really fun. It was at the Muskogee Castle.
Yes.
So it was like this weird place.
It's a medieval fairgrounds.
Yeah, it's like a medieval fairgrounds.
They
in the
hold
spring.
Events all year long, but different things and. Yeah.
So it's just, you're in this surreal environment of fake medieval world, and then you're running through with zombies in the woods.
Yeah.
It was fun. We loved it.
There's a castle, and then there's a zombie. Whoops.
All right, now we can move on.
Oh, okay. All right. Now we'll give our knives. Okay. Would you like for me to start since I did?
Yeah.
Did my scene first. Sorry, I'm so exasperated. Here I go, guys. I'm gonna give this a real solid 4 stars.
Yay.
It gets me going. It gets my blood pumping just like that race. I love the pace of the movie. I love that there's just the right amount of gore. There's not too much, especially for a zombie-esque movie. There is not too much
There's
of
a
the
nice
guts
amount.
there's a lot of blood, but like the visceral, like the gross, like the intestines.
You don't really
that
see
you
them
constantly
gnawing.
gnawing on. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
you don't see
see that.
eating livers.
You just see them ripping throats and yeah. So I like that.
If there's one thing you guys need to know about Justine, is she loves a ripped throat.
I'm a fan of a ripped throat. If I can get at least 3 slashes in that throat, then
That's the band she's in. It's called Rip Throat.
ripped.
They're a hardcore industrial metal band.
That sings Broadway show tunes.
So you go for knives. I'm going to say 3.5.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, do you have anything to add to your 3.5?
I love it.
Original?
I think Danny Boyle did a good job. He's added another great movie to the horror genre. You know,
Yes.
he did Shallow Grave at the beginning of his career, and that's a great thriller, horror,
Yep.
friends turning on friends movie.
Mhm.
That subgenre of friends versus friends
Friends
turning
versus-
on friends.
He's getting all the subgenres
Yeah.
of horror, even making
Them
those
up.
up. Yeah, like
as
making
we
them up
go.
as he goes.
But
What is
yeah,
up
I
next,
think,
Joshy Poo?
and this is 3.5 might sound low for me, considering I do think it's one of my favorites from the 2000s on. But like I was saying, it does kind of get forgotten. Not that it's forgetful,
Mm-hmm.
but there's probably a lot of other things I enjoy more. I
Right.
don't know. I'm going 3.5, and I'm sticking with it.
It's okay. You don't have to go on trial about it. It's
Okay.
yeah, you're fine, and I respect and I will cherish the moments that we've had talking about the knives. But I think we need to tell them what's up next for us, because
All right.
I am like,
All right, I'm
I
so
can't
excited.
even. I'm so excited.
About
I'm
to
so
bust.
excited.
Well, in a couple weeks, we're going to start our Halloween episodes. We have 2 coming up, and we are traveling to the D.C. area. We're going to go visit my pop
It's his daddy.
out in Winchester, Virginia. And while we're there, we're going to cruise into D.C. and go to Georgetown and see some of the Exorcist sites, the Exorcist steps, the house, whatever we can find. What my dream is just to walk along the streets of Georgetown, D.C. with that music playing in the background.
Yes. Are you DTW, Josh? Are you down to walk?
Down the walk, DTW.
DT Dubs.
So you'll be getting an Exorcist episode soon. We're also random thought. There's a random. I'm gonna use that word a lot. Washington Irving
Yes.
statue in I believe Bixby,
Bixby, Oklahoma,
So we
yes.
figured, hey, I guess we'll go see that and do a Sleepy Hollow episode.
2 awesome.
So in
like,
October,
Halloween movies.
in October, expect an Exorcist
And then a special
Sleepy
episode,
Hollow
yes.
episode.
Yeah.
You get a bonus episode in October, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll be coming soon. But I hope y'all enjoyed episode 19, 28 days later,
Thank
/
you so much.
Muskogee 5K zombie run.
Yeah, thanks to them.
Oh.
We also, that was in support of the animal shelter there.
Yes,
so
support
the
animal
funds raised-
shelters. Those little animal babies
Those
need
are
our
our
help.
babies, yeah.
Animal babies need your help.
Oh, most of all.
Look into donating at your own animal shelters nearby. I'm sure you guys don't want to be sending money to Muskogee. So
Yeah, but just support your local shelter that protects animals that don't have homes. Even if you aren't able to provide a home, you can always send some money their way every now and then.
she's now a spokesperson for
Stop!
animals.
Stop! He is always. Oh my gosh, he's gonna get me this. I am too tired for this.
All right. So
mister.
I hope you enjoyed our episode.
Thank you for listening and following us at ScreamQueensPodcast.com, Scream Queen Podcast on Instagram,
Podcast Queens on Twitter.
all the things Facebook. We love interacting with you guys and finding out
on.
what scares you too.
Let's make a fun little horror community. Come find us on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, y'all.
See ya.
Bye.